गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सकृत् श्रवण मात्रेण ब्रह्मज्ञानं यतो भवेत् ब्रह्मज्ञानावली माला सर्वेषां मोक्षसिद्धये असंगोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तोऽहं निराकारोऽहमव्ययः भूमानन्दस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्योऽहं निरवध्योऽहं निराकारोऽहमच्युतः अच्युते परमानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः शुद्धचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः। So I'm chanting it like a chant. Wow, if Adi Shankara is listening to this, இதுக்காடவா பண்ண இப்படி நான் அழகா. It is supposed to be sung and enjoyed like the audio that I sent, because the bhava of that whole work is meditative, right? It is not, again, this is one of those works. It is not like a chant. It is not a mantra. It is a mantra in a different way. It is actually, the other day I was telling Mama, these are works that are for nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam means you are repetitively reinforcing something within you. You're reinforcing a concept, an idea, truth, whatever. Repetitively you're reinforcing it. And nididhyasanam comes only after you've come to a stage of acknowledging that what you're reinforcing is actually what you want. Once you've identified, so through Shravanam, through Mananam, you identify this is what I want. I go through the process and I recognize, yes, this is what I want. And this I know is what is my the final truth that I want to keep re-emphasizing. So that establishing of what I want to do has to be done first. And then once you get into Nididhyasanam, it is repetitive, repetitive. In fact, a lot of people who take sannyasa because they want to get into Nididhyasanam. I know of sannyasis who, after getting sannyasa, while they're getting the sannyasa ashrama, the diksha, the guru tells them that this is your nididhyasana, which means now you're free from all the other bondages. Your family, you have to take care of this, you have to do that, and all that. There's an ashram that will take care of your bodily needs, your food, your stay, your medical, whatever. So there's an ashram that is set up that will take care of all of your needs. You also work in some parts of the ashram, but all you are now to do is nididhyasanam, which means continuously remind yourself of this truth that aham eva aham avyayah, which means I am unattached, I am the swarupoham, I am nitya shuddha chaitanyoham, I am brahma swarupoham. This continuous reminder that I am this divine principle. This divine principle is inside me. This Krishna is inside me. This Narayana is inside me. The Devi is inside me. Shiva is inside me. The Linga is inside me. Atma Linga. Seeing the Linga on the outside is one thing. Experiencing the Linga inside is the journey which needs to be taken. So this whole Nididhyasanam, usually these kind of shlokas are usually taken up when somebody is really serious in the spiritual path. So now the The assumption here, when we take up something like this for the satsang, is we are a group of people who are really serious about this. As I've told, if it is for time pass, if it is just as a, I want to know another text, I want to know another, it's a nice, this thing, I want to accumulate knowledge, then there are so many different ways to accumulate knowledge. And today, particularly in today's day and age, you can go to the internet, YouTube, there's so many different ways. We assemble because we are extremely serious about this matter. We are not taking it lightly. It is not pastime for us. It is not a part-time thing for us. Oh, by the way, I also am a spiritual person. அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு இல்ல இது. As I always say, you are in core, at the core, your spirituality is at the core of you. You are, your spiritual pursuit should be at the core of all that you do. Everything that I do, from the from the action of collecting flowers to cleaning dung, action of collecting flowers to cleaning dung, that could be human dung, that could be animal dung, whatever we are doing, can spirituality be at the core of everything? And all of these actions you have to do because you are living in society, you are transacting, you have certain things to complete and fulfill. And even if you go into isolation someplace, you will not be able to be in complete, your mind will not be able to switch off. So can you do everything here so that you exhaust yourself? See, it is a beautiful blessing that sometimes I have seen, sometimes for people, sannyasa ashrama is a curse. If you are not ready, it can be a curse. Because you'll suddenly find yourself lonely. People will respect you. They'll say, oh, Swamini Ma, oh, Swamiji, respect Allah irukum. But inside you will feel lonely because you have not finished off everything. Your mind is not in the right place. If your mind is going to find itself lonely when you're alone, then you better be in the world and do all that you have to do, but still maintain this centrality. Develop that ability to be alone but not lonely. That is the whole crux of this verse, the shloka also. Avyayaha, which means remain unattached. Remaining unattached while you're transacting, while you're doing everything. And this is the most difficult thing. And those who particularly have small kids, they will say, how can I be unattached? It's my child. I'm seeing my child suffering. I'm seeing my child going through. I have to be there. My child will suffer without me. All that is there. Think about 25 years from now. Will that child, we all parents, those who have had kids who have grown up some years, they will come back and tell you, did I ask you to give me birth? Very true in many ways, right? They didn't ask us to give them birth. We gave them birth because we wanted a child, we wanted that joy, we wanted. See, a lot of times you see small little girls and all, we dress up and make them up so beautifully in all different ways. The child doesn't even know, doesn't even understand, and it actually doesn't want all that makeup. Namba asekaga, for our own desires we do that. We have to recognize this. We have to recognize our engagement in the world with my husband, with my wife, with my child, with my parents, just because it gives me some kind of fulfillment, joy, completion, satisfaction. That is why. Even duty, when we say something that we are doing as a duty, is because we want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel complete by doing that. That is why we are engaging. So unattached means Am I suddenly going to behave indifferently with everybody and everything? No. This we need to understand. Spiritual sadhana and practice and all that we are talking about is our individual practice, not to apply it on somebody. We know cases where people go to Vedanta discourses, beautifully evening, like they go to this December Kacheri, they'll go to a beautiful Vedanta discourse and come home and then tell the family, what that person said, what the teacher said, what the acharya said, what the guru said. Naturally, they will come and narrate it to the family as though they are just a messenger. They have not absorbed it. Vedanta or any spiritual practice. When I say Vedanta, it is the sum and substance of all that is spiritual endeavor that we do. All that we do is for our own sake, not to point out at somebody and say, you be this way, you be that way. It is not pointing at somebody, it is our own endeavor. So it is not about when you are being unattached, be inside. Outside, you show what is there. Outside, you be in a way that they want you to be. That's all right. Indifference will start creating disharmony. And then it's better you take sannyasa and go away. We shouldn't make ourselves into a spiritual mess. A lot of people do that. In the name of spirituality, they become a mess. They don't know how to handle family. They don't know how to handle the spiritual things that they're doing. They don't know how to handle their career, their this, that, and the other. It becomes a mess. If you realize it's becoming a mess, get out. Go to some place where it is not a mess. Align. This is dharma. See, when they talk about dharma, even Krishna talks about dharma. Follow your dharma. This is what it is. Your dharma is acknowledging your natural state and being in a place where it is the most natural, it is the place for you to be in the most natural state without causing too much disharmony. The story of Karna, there's a beautiful episode where Bhishma tells his charioteer that send your son Karna to another distant land where caste is not a matter. Caste is not considered. Anybody can use weaponry, anybody can do whatever. They are not governed by caste. The problem is if he is in Hastinapura or in the Aryavrata, then here caste is an important social factor and he will struggle and suffer. So Karna could have gone quietly. See, all he wanted to do is he wanted to be able to be an archer, a warrior, and all of that. He could have done that in a distant land somewhere where his caste is not a constraint. But he wanted to show off. So he came back to the society that is driven by caste and started creating disharmony. What happened at the end of the day? He fell into the wrong hands and he suffered all through his life. These are very, very important lessons for us. We have to know and understand our place in life. Wherever we are, as I said, if we are a bunch of people who are extremely serious about spirituality and spiritual way of living, incorporate that within you in the place that you are living without causing disharmony around. Otherwise, you are suffering and you are making others suffer. This is the core, because if we don't understand this, then anything that any master says, any guru says, we will always misunderstand. right? Like I always make this reference. Somebody went and asked Ramana, should I leave my family and go to the forest? He tells no. Why does Ramana say no? Because you go to a guru, no guru will say that disturb your family. No guru will say that. No guru will say that you disturb your family, you disturb your environment, you give pain to your parents. They will always ensure that whatever you do it in the most harmonious way. We need to understand that. So, attachment, why all of the story is to understand, we don't misunderstand what attachment is or detachment is. We always misunderstand detachment. It becomes a very simple word. I want to live detached means I want to live in a very indifferent way. No, you can be involved, but you can be detached. There is a difference between being involved and being attached. We have to understand this. You're involved means you whatever needs to be done, you're doing. You're attached means you're suffering along with them. You're going through joy along with them. You're going through pain along with them. That is attachment. When you make their life problems as yours, that is attachment. Involved means you're doing whatever is required to be done. There are people who have had such unfortunate situations. You may have a dying wife, a dying husband, a dying mother, a dying father in your arms, and you're suffering, you're struggling what to do. You know what? At that time, your attachment is actually tested at such severe times. We should let out a prayer. Let whatever is the best that happened for them, let it happen. Not for me. Because I want them to hang around. Let whatever is the best to happen for them, let it happen. And then whatever I need to do, I will do. I'm not going to burn myself. I'm not going to put myself through suffering. Because remember one thing, nobody is going to come and stand by you. Nobody is going to come and stand by you. There's a beautiful Hindi shairi that I had heard yesterday. It's very interesting. I'll tell the crux of it. It is very nice if you hear it in Hindi. It's very beautiful. Uh, the crux of it, he says that while I was living, nobody came around me. So he talks about death. He says death is such a beautiful thing. When I wanted a friend while I was living, when I wanted a friend to come and sit and speak with me, there was nobody. But now there are so many people sitting around me. He's telling, now I'm dead, so many people are sitting around me. When I wanted a shoulder to rely on, there was nobody. Now there are so many shoulders to carry me. When I was looking for acknowledgement, fame, or some kind of celebration, there is nobody to celebrate me. But now they're taking me on the street and celebrating me. So he says, death is such a beautiful thing. And he says, death is such a beautiful thing. I have been wasting my life trying to live it. So at the end, nobody, see, after death, when the body drops or the life energy leaves you, whatever happens to the body, you're not going to enjoy any of that. So literally, when we are going to go, there's nobody around us. It's not a sad thing, it is the truth. If we consider it as a very depressing thing, then we will continuously try to seek some kind of solace. We will run around here, there, somebody. If you see it as a truth, this is what happened to Buddha. He saw this as a truth. Oh my God, it just hit him like that, like a big wave. So that recognizing that, hey, really, there's nobody going to be there. It doesn't mean you're lonely. It means that is the truth of life. So live that truth while you're living. No, why wait till a point when there's nobody around you and you're alone? Why? Practice that now. So this unattached means while I'm living, I'm involved, I'll do. But in my mind, I have to tell myself, I'm doing what I'm doing for who I can do, for what I can do. The strength that I have, I am doing. That's it. I don't have to suffer. I don't have to burn myself. I don't have to give up myself. I don't have to lose myself in the process. You know, a lot of people lose themselves in this process and then they blame those people for whom they did. This is what I said. Your child itself will come and tell that, did I ask you to do all this for me? So, this whole work, Brahmajnanavali Mala, is a reminder of these things. He's continuously reminding us in this process to say that recognize. Now, suddenly, what happens is if I'm unattached, I am not attached to my family, my people, my friends, then what am I? Our identity gets questioned. And so the emphasis on this in this work is you don't have to attach yourself. So the identity is not defined by your people. Identity is not defined by your friends, your children, your husband, wife, whatever. Even your parents. You may be carrying the name of your parents. Your identity is not defined by them. Your identity is something else. That reminder he's giving. Continuously giving that reminder that your identity is this Atma Chaitanya Swarupoham, Brahmanandoham, Shivoham. These are reminders to say what my real identity is, so that when I slowly detach myself from the world, I don't find myself in an abyss. When you're crossing over, it is always good to put your foot on the other side first and then lift the leg, right? Unless you're running and jumping, we are all walking and you want to cross over. What you do, you first put your foot on the other side and then you lift this leg. And this is what it is. You have to recognize what is your real identity in some form. You have to re-establish that, and then you slowly start detaching. Otherwise, if you detach, then suddenly you'll be lost. You'll don't know where you belong, what to do. A lot of people go through that also. This is where indifference comes. This is where their engagement with the world starts becoming, they don't know how to now engage with the world. Right? So, first verse, he says, Sat Shravana Matrena, Sakrit Shravana Matrena Brahmajnanam Yato Bhavet. So, the first verse is almost like a Phalashruti. So, he's saying, even by listening once to this Brahmajnanavali, Sakrit, once Shravana Matrena, just by listening to this Brahmajnanavali, Brahmajnanam Bhavet. You will get Brahmajnanam. Brahmajnanavali Mala Sarvesham Moksha Siddhaye. This particular work can liberate you. Like in Yoga Vasishtha, those who are reading it, you will notice there Vasishtha tells Rama, while listening to this, you can attain to moksha. You can attain to liberation. Nuchur Swami mentions this. He gives many examples. He says where there have been people just by Chakshu Diksha, you don't have to, the Guru will be there, he'll be giving a discourse, and the Sishya, just ripe Sishya comes along, and suddenly in that contact of the eyes and the words that the Guru speaks, he gets the understanding. The Sishya gets the realization. This is possible. So once, even listening to it once, he says, Sakrit Shravana Matrena. But for whom? For those who are ready, for ripe. For those who are ripe, for such people, even listening to this once, it can offer you moksha. What it means is, for those who are not there yet, we can use this as a tool. Repeatedly go through this tool. it will eventually offer this. It will eventually offer the same thing to anyone. Yes, Mama?
இந்த யோகா விசிஷ்டால அவர் இன்னொன்று முக்கியமாக சொல்றது ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுறதுன்னா செல்ஃப் எஃபர்ட் சொல்றார். செல்ஃப் எஃபர்ட் அது தட் அலோன் வில் மேக் யூ அச்சீவ் வாட் யூ வாண்ட். வேற யாராலும் வெளியிலேருந்து எதுவுமே பண்ண முடியாது. ஒன்லி செல்ஃப் எஃபர்ட் அப்படின்றார். இட் கிவ்ஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் டு செல்ஃப் எஃபர்ட்.
Totally agree. In fact, the first couple of chapters, there is a lot of emphasis on self-effort. So, the important thing here is repeated association with this kind of work by gurus, by acharyas, continuous exposure, which is why even when we started Yoga Vasishta, I said, let the book go through you. All you have to do is you have to expose yourself to the book and let whatever needs to go through us, let it go through. Because we can't intellectually comprehend everything. So here, Bhagavan Adi Shankara is saying, Sakrit Shravana Matrena, once by listening to this, Moksha Siddhaye, Brahmajnanavali Malam, Sarvesham Moksha Siddhaye. Everybody it offers moksha to everyone. See, look at this. It is like Ramanuja going on the top of the house and shouting Om Namo Narayanaya and saying that by chanting this one mantra, you will all get moksha. We've all been chanting for so many years. It's still in the same place. So, did what Ramanuja say, was it false? He went out there and said, everybody please chant Om Namo Narayanaya. You will all get Bhagavan's grace. You will attain liberation. He said the same thing. Now, the question is, in my experience, that has not happened, you could say. I have chanted the whole, what is this? Om Namo Narayana is Ashtakshara. We said 1 lakh times the number of syllables of a mantra, you get mantra siddhi. So if you do 8 lakh times of Om Namo Narayana, there's some amount of mantra siddhi that one will obtain. 8 lakh times, many people would have done. Right? If you live a decent life of about 50, 60 or whatever, you would do 8 lakh times. And even if you want to take a sankalpa to do, 8 lakh times will not take very long. But then still, the expected result of moksha has not been achieved. So then is what Ramanuja saying false? No. That is the way the message from these teachers have to be read is adhikaratvam. Where am I? Where am I in the journey? And the point is, what they're saying is not false. It's just that you have to repeatedly say what they're saying. You have to repeatedly do that. Now, how many times? That we don't know. Like we say this, right? You go to 99 in snakes and ladders, you go to 99 and you can play the dice any number of times. The only thing that can take you from 99 to 100 is not 6, is not 5, is not 12. It is only number 1. So till that person gets a number 1 on his dice, from 99 he cannot go out of the board. So when do you get that 1? You don't know. It is grace. When that grace can happen, and we've seen many examples. We've spoken about these examples. Even Arunagirinatha, the grace occurred through his sister. Tukaram Maharaj, grace occurred through his wife. These are different stories you can look up. In the most unexpected way, grace can occur. But one must be ripe. One must be, that passion and that fire must be there. We can't be very mediocre. See, we need to understand this. Anything we want to achieve, we can't be mediocre. You have to have that passion and fire, right? Even if, look at the mother. I'll give you a very simple example. A small infant is born and the mother's body is so sore. Yet the mother feeds the baby with her breasts. The breast and the nipples, all of that is so sore. You can't even touch it, but still the mother will take that pain and feed the baby because there is so much of passion that she's wanting to take care of that child. That kind of passion we must have, that kind of commitment we must have towards our own spiritual development. When that is there, see, I'm giving an example because why am I giving such examples is because these are not superhuman. Understand that. We somehow always think about all these gurus and acharyas and masters as some superhuman and put them on a photo, put them on a pedestal and keep them there. No, these are endeavors we can make. We have done it. We ourselves have done it in our lifetimes. Mothers have cut their fingers while they're cooking. Finger is bleeding, but they will tie up something because their family needs to be fed. They will take the pain and do it. The fathers have to go out and work, humiliation, insult, whatever. They will take all that because the family needs to be uh, provided for. All of this is, I'm saying, there is so much passion within us for things that we do in life normally. We just have to direct it. If we decide, again, as I said, we decide it is our call. We decide that moksha, spiritual liberation, understanding, truth is the paramartha, the parama purushartha. If that is the main goal that I'm looking at, I've understood, then we have to bring that passion in. We cannot look at excuses. We have to bring that passion in. So then when he's saying, when you do repeatedly, then he's saying, yes, Brahmajnanavali Mala will definitely offer you this moksha. Right? So we're almost over time, but it was important to understand the context of this text. The actual the shloka starts from shloka 2. We will start looking at it from next week onwards. But the core message repeatedly is asangoham, 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 punah punaha. I am avyaya. I am the unmanifest. I am not the form, the body, mind complex. Avyaya, avyaya. I am none of these. And I am unattached. I am asangaha, asangaha, asangaha. Repeatedly, this will keep coming. So this is actually a beautiful tool for meditation. And the audios are there. There are good audios on the YouTube. You can listen to it. You may find it, you may feel sleepy also. It's all right. It's all right to sleep off. It's all right to sleep off listening to stuff like this because subconsciously that narration will keep going. The narration will keep going inside you. Yeah. So let's use this opportunity next few weeks looking at Brahmajnanavali Mala. And again, I will be repeating the same thing, right? There is nothing really new. It is just rejuvenation. It is like, do we not take shower every day? Why do you have to take shower every day? That's because every day you need to feel fresh. Every day you want to wash off the dirt and you want to feel fresh. That is what we are doing. We're meeting every satsang time so that it's like a new, the same thing. The water is the same, your bathroom is the same, the soap is the same, you are the same, but still you do the same thing every morning. Some people do 2 times a day. Right? Some people, even if you go out a little bit, they come and take shower 2-3 times. You're doing the exact same procedure. But when you come out, you feel fresh. Look at this in the same way. Look at this as a spiritual bath. Whenever you do, and you do this every day, Every day fix up time for yourself and do a spiritual bath. You have to take a spiritual bath. Otherwise, the world will drain you down. And then you can keep complaining, whining about the world. Tools are available. Our gurus, our acharyas, our teachers, our masters, whoever have come before us have given all these tools. Tools are available. Use them. You have to use them wisely. Right? So Saturdays we meet together, we are doing like a Ganga dip. Together, everybody is going and doing a, so doing it together has its benefits. Doing on your own has its own benefits. When you do it on your own, you're establishing, re-establishing. When you're doing it together, we are also sharing with others. There is a joy of sharing, so that we also know that we are not alone in this journey. There's so many people along with us. Together we are traveling. Yeah. Om कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सदाशिवायेति समर्पयामि जगदम्बिकेति समर्पयामि सद्गुरुनाथायेति समर्पयामि हरि ओम तत्सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः गुरुदेवा